So, in this lesson, we're going to continue to look at how we can use models and properties to find products of a number. And we're going to start transitioning into um, using a algorithm to help us multiply a fraction by a whole number. And so, what that's going to look like. So, if we take a look at our first piece today. The first one that we're going to do, it says Brandon has 6 eggs. He needs 2/3 of the eggs to make an omelet. How many eggs does he need? And so it says model with math. Would a drawing help you picture the situation? So we can go ahead and we can draw and see what that's going to look like. So I have 6 eggs. So I'm just going to draw 6 eggs. So when I draw my 6 eggs, 4, 5, 6, when I draw the 6 eggs, I need 2/3 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 6 eggs and I'm going to divide them into thirds. So each set of thirds is going to be equal to 2 eggs. So 1/3 of 6 is going to be equal to 2 eggs. So if I have 1/3 of 6, I need 2/3 of 6. And so 2/3 of 6, scroll this down, 2/3 of 6 is equal to 4 eggs. Okay. So when we take a look at our look back, it says, should your answer be less than or greater than 6? Well, so we're looking at 2/3 of 6. So because 2/3 is going to be less than 1, my answer should be less than 6. So my answer is going to be less than 6 because 2/3 is less than 1. So 2/3 times 6 is going to be less than 1 times 6. All right, so let's go ahead and move into our next page. So if we take a look at our next page, it says, how can you model multiplying a fraction by a whole number? And it says Claudia has 8 yards of fabric. She needs 3/4 of the fabric to make a banner. How many yards of fabric does she need? So you'll notice that each one of these drawings represents a yard. So we need to find 3/4 of 8. So our first step that we're going to do is we are going to take my 8 pieces of fabric, and I'm going to divide them into 4 equal pieces. So I'm going to do 8 divided by 2, and when I do 8 divided by, 8, not 8 divided by 2, 8 divided by 4, when I do 8 divided by 4, I end up with, let me make this a little thicker, 8 divided by 4, it's not liking that dot, 8 divided by 4 is going to be equal to 2. So I'm going to divide out at each section of 2. And so 1/4 is equal to 2 yards of fabric, but I need 3/4. So I need 1, 2, 3/4 of fabric. So 3/4 of 8 is going to be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be equal to 6 yards. Okay, and so if we go down, you can see that I did the same thing. Instead of breaking the model apart, I just drew a line to separate them out. So, okay. Take a look at our convince me. It says, here's how Lydia found the product of 4/5 times 10. So 4/5 times 10 equals 4 times 1/5 times 10. So right here, if you recall from yesterday, this is our associated property. We took the 4/5, or we took the 4 from the numerator, pulled it out, and then multiplied it by 1/5. And then we did 4 times 10 to the 5th, or 10 fifths, which equals 4 times 2 equals 8. So we're going to use the model to show that Lydia's answer is correct. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have 10, and I'm going to divide my 10 by 5. And when I divide my 10 by 5, I end up with 2. So a fifth with 10 is going to be 2. So I'm going to go ahead and divide my model. And then I have 4/5 of that. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to circle the 4 that I have. And when I circle those and count, I end up with 8. So Lydia is correct because of how I used my model. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at another example. So we have find 3/4 times 2. So we're going to divide 2 into 4 equal parts. So again, really using that model. And then I'm going to circle 3 parts to get 3/2 or 3/2. And so each part is equal to 1/2. So 3/4 is equal to 3/2, which is equal to 1 and 1/2. Let's go a little smaller. So this is going to be equal to 1 and 1/2. Our guided practice. So it says, explain why 4 times 2/3 is the same as the product of 2/3 times 4. So I'm going to pull up a text box and see if I can't move it down. I cannot move it down. So never mind. So they are the same because the order of the factors does not change. So the order of the factors, boy, I'm having a heck of a time getting things written down here. The order of the factors doesn't change the product. Because we're using, if you recall, that is the commutative property. Property of multiplication. So that's what we're using on number 1. It's the commutative property of multiplication. Okay. All right. In problem at the top of the page of 464, so the previous problem, what multiplication equation could be used to find how many yards of fabric Clarice did not use? So our original equation was 3/4 times 8. And so that's what she used. So the equation that we would use to find how much she didn't use would be 1/4 times 8 equals u, right? Because I don't know how much she didn't use in that original equation. And then we could do u equals 2 because she used 6 yards with the 3/4. She did not use the 2 yards here. All right, so let's go ahead and see on this one. So use the model to find each product. So we have 2/3 times 6. And so what I'm going to do is I'm very simply just going to take my 6. Notice I'm doing a trend here. I'm going to do 6 divided by 3. So I take my whole number and I'm dividing it by my denominator. And when I do that, I get 2. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to separate out. So that's equal to 2. So I'm going to separate that out. And then I look at how many groups I need. So the numerator tells me how many groups I need. And I need 2 groups. So I'm going to circle that. So my answer is going to be 4. All right, so if we take a look at this where I don't use a model, what we're going to do, yesterday we did 2 times 6 divided by 3. So I can still set my problem up that way, 2 times 6 divided by 3. And when I do that, I get an answer of 12 divided by 3, or 12/3. And when I do 12 divided by 3, I end up with 4. So using the models, if it helps you, if it doesn't help you, using what we did yesterday, where we did 2 times 6 divided by 3. The models is, again, that visual reminder to say, oh, this is how I end up with an answer that's less. But we can go back to using that multiplication strategy that we did with 8-1. Okay, so let's take a look at our next problem. So the next problem that we have is 3/8 times 4. So the same thing, I'm going to do the same thing where I'm going to take the 8 and I'm going to divide 8. I'm sorry, I'm going to take my fourths and I'm going to divide them into halves because I can't do 4 divided by 8. So I have my fourths, and I need to divide them into 8. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I had 4 wholes that I divided into half to make 8s. Now what I'm going to do is I need 3 of them. So I need 1, 2, 3. So these are my 3. So my answer is going to be how many I have. So I have 1 and a half. So I have a whole and a half. So this is what it would look like if I use the multiplication that we did the other days, or that we did in 8-1. So I have 3 times 4 over 8, right? So I keep my denominator the same. So 3 times 4 is going to be 12, and I have 12 eighths. 8 goes into 12 one time with 4 eighths left over. 4 eighths can be simplified down to 1 and 1/2. So use models to help you if you need to use models, or if you feel comfortable with a strategy that we talked about in 8-1, I would use the strategy that we talked about in 8-1, where you would just multiply the numerator by the whole number and then divide by the denominator. Okay? So you guys are going to, for your independent practice, you're going to do 5, 6, and 7. So let me go ahead and just mark that you're doing 5, 6, and 7. And then when we go to your mathematical practices and problem solving, you are going to do the following problems. So I'd like for you to do 9. I'd like for you to do 8, 11. Come on, load for me. And then 13 and 14. So those are the problems that I'd like for you to do in your independent practice today.